There's been wild stories about GloRilla before, but nobody was ready for what just leaked out the jailhouse walls tonight. All over the internet, fans are losing their minds, haters are turning silent, and the whole rap world is on pause. Staring at footage so raw, so unfiltered, nobody can pretend this is just another headline. It's not the new footage of GloRilla behind bars doesn't just show her locked up, it flips the whole narrative. The energy is different, the faces in the background are familiar. And what you hear in those muffled arguments has got everyone guessing who's loyal, who's lying, and who's about to break down next. Emotions ran high the minute the tape dropped, with family members speaking out, rivals sneaking their shots, and die-hard fans swearing they always knew there was more to the story. But what's really going on in those cells? Is GloRilla running the block or barely hanging on? And what are those accusations flying back and forth? Are we seeing betrayal from inside her own camp? Get ready, because the drama you're about to hear will shake the rap game and leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about GloRilla. This ain't the story anybody wanted, but it's the one everybody's about to talk about. The internet exploded just hours ago when the world saw the first real footage of GloRilla behind bars. And within minutes, every social feed from Twitter to Instagram was drenched in speculation, disbelief, and wild accusations. But let's be clear, this isn't some random viral moment. This is the kind of event that leaves an entire generation of hip-hop fans staring at their screens, wondering if the game just changed forever. It started with a blurry 6-second clip leaked from inside a Memphis holding cell. At first, nobody believed it. People said it had to be fake, some old video or a lookalike trying to stir drama. But when the camera shifted and you caught the unmistakable profile, those long braids, that half smirk, the gold tooth catching, the flicker of fluorescent lights, everyone knew that's GloRilla. And the room got quiet, even on the loudest timelines. Immediately, rumors flew like bullets at a block party. Some said GloRilla got set up by her own crew. Others swore this was a bigger conspiracy, maybe even a rival label trying to shut her down right when she was about to take over the charts again. Then you had her own day ones going live, pleading for answers and dropping their own receipt, screenshots, voice notes, everything they could grab to defend her name or, for a few, to throw it deeper in the mud. Emotions ran wild as the cell door clanged and you could hear voices off camera. One, deep and angry, sounded like it was ready to go off any second. Fans started freeze-framing, lip-reading, and pulling up old interviews to match the voice. Was it her manager? An ex? Somebody from her old neighborhood? Maybe even someone she once called family? Everybody wanted to know who was really in that cell with GloRilla, and what were they fighting about? Then, out of nowhere, another clip dropped. This one showed GloRilla sitting on the cold bench, staring down at her hands. Jaw set in a way that told you she was furious, not scared. Somebody off camera said, "You did this to yourself." GloRilla didn't even flinch. Instead, she shot back, "If you knew what I know, you'd keep your mouth shut." You could almost hear the internet collectively lose its mind. The media leaped on it instantly, with headlines splashed everywhere. GloRilla betrayed by her team. Leaked jail footage exposes secret beef. Who snitched on GloRilla? Even her rivals in the rap game started chiming in, some with fake sympathy, others with barely concealed glee. One artist who'd beefed with her last year posted a cryptic tweet. Funny how the tables always turn. The post got thousands of retweets in minutes, and fans were picking apart every word, wondering if he was involved or just chasing clout. Back at home, GloRilla's mother went on Instagram Live, tears in her eyes, voice trembling. "She's my daughter, but she's also a fighter," she said. "She's not perfect, but she didn't deserve this. All y'all judging don't know the real story." Almost instantly, supporters flooded the chat with hearts, praying hands, and fire emojis. But for every message of support, there were trolls and haters, dropping snake emojis, dragging up old scandals, and questioning if this was the end of her career. While fans kept refreshing their feeds, a different kind of drama was unfolding in Memphis. Outside the jail, crowds started gathering, some there to show love, others just trying to catch a piece of the madness for their own TikTok. Police had to set up barriers as a few people tried to rush the doors, screaming "Free GloRilla" and demanding answers from anyone in uniform. News vans lined the block, reporters struggling to keep up as rumors kept shifting by the second. But inside, the real battle wasn't between GloRilla and the guards, or even her so-called friends on the outside. It was happening right there in that holding cell. From the next round of leaked audio, you could hear someone sobbing in the background, followed by another voice, low and cold, saying, "You always think you're untouchable. You forgot who put you on." GloRilla's response, sharp laugh. And the words, "If you wanted the crown, you should have taken it when you had the chance." That line alone sparked 1,000 new conspiracy threads. Some said it proved her own team turned on her, jealous of her success and ready to cash in by selling her out. Others said it was a warning to the rap world. GloRilla wasn't down, just biding her time. Everyone, from bloggers to mainstream outlets, started pulling up old footage, her most controversial interviews, times she clashed with industry execs, even a moment where she called out the haters and said, "It's always your own people." The story kept getting bigger. Fans from across the country started sharing their own stories of meeting GloRilla. Posting old photos, tagging her with #FreeGloRilla and #SheAint Her closest friends, those who hadn't gone silent, posted emotional messages vowing they'd never turn their backs on her. One wrote, "They can't lock up real energy. Sis gonna bounce back harder than ever." Another shared a screenshot of a text from GloRilla sent just hours before her arrest. "No matter what happens, don't let nobody rewrite my story." Meanwhile, journalists were digging deeper into the arrest itself, covering conflicting details about why she was even locked up. Official sources said it was for disturbing the peace, but others whispered it was tied to an old case that everyone thought had gone away. Some fans swore she'd been set up at a party, with somebody planting evidence and making an anonymous call. A few even suggested the police were pressured by powerful people in the industry, who didn't want to see a woman like GloRilla rise any higher. As the day turned to night, tension only got worse. GloRilla's label released a statement calling for patience and respect for due process. But critics called it a weak attempt at damage control. A rival artist dropped a diss track, literally, the same hour, featuring a verse that said, "See how quick the mighty fall when the world's watching." The comments exploded with supporters and haters going at it. And the phrase "world's watching" started trending. By midnight, another longer video dropped in this time. It was impossible to deny that things were spiraling. The footage showed GloRilla pacing the small cell, hands shaking but eyes fierce, while a woman in the next cell tried to comfort her. "Don't let them break you," the woman whispered. GloRilla wiped a tear, straightened her back, and muttered, "They can't break what they can't touch." That moment became a rallying cry, with fans reposting it, adding it to their bios, and even tagging murals in Memphis with the phrase. But as powerful as that moment was, it was the next set of leaked texts that truly blew the lid off everything. Screenshots, allegedly from GloRilla's private group chat, showing a heated argument with someone she once called a sister. The messages were brutal. Accusations of betrayal, secret deals, and threats to tell the whole world what really happened. At that point, nobody could keep up with the twists, and everyone was desperate to know what would come next. And just when it seemed the story couldn't get any more explosive, a new rumor started bubbling up online, one that would change how everyone saw GloRilla's case. According to an anonymous post on a hip-hop forum, somebody inside the jail had already agreed to talk, ready to spill the truth about what went down in that cell. Fans were divided. Was this the real leak, or just another fake trying to cash in on the drama? The only thing everyone agreed on was this: nothing about this story was simple. And whatever happened next was going to change the game for good, as the internet reeled from the last round of leaks. The rumor mill shifted into overdrive. Before the sun even rose, fans had dissected every second of the new footage, running frame-by-frame breakdowns on TikTok and YouTube. Theories flooded Twitter Spaces and Clubhouse rooms, some saying GloRilla was actually protecting someone else, maybe a friend, maybe a family member, while others insisted the whole thing was a setup to ruin her just as her album was about to drop. But no one was ready for what came next. At exactly 7:33 a.m., a new video surfaced, posted anonymously from a burner account, showing GloRilla in an emotional phone call from jail. Her voice cracked as she tried to sound strong, but pain seeped through every word. "They think they can break me," she said, "but I know who's behind this, and I promise I'm not going down alone." The audio was muffled, but you could hear someone on the other end, maybe her best friend, maybe her mother, whisper, "Don't trust anyone, not even your shadow." That phrase alone became the day's top trending hashtag, and memes exploded. Overnight, hashtag not even shadow. Fans rallied online, but her inner circle was anything but united. In a since-deleted Instagram story, GloRilla's former producer posted, "The truth always comes out. If you're not guilty, why hide?" Within minutes, fans bombarded him with questions. Was he talking about GloRilla or someone else on the team? A messy live stream with one of GloRilla's ex-friends threw even more gasoline on the fire, with the ex-friend claiming, "Y'all have no idea what's been going on behind the scenes. She's not innocent." And neither are the people acting like they care. Meanwhile, the press wasn't holding back. A major gossip site published an exclusive, citing unnamed sources from inside the jail. The article claimed GloRilla had been fighting, not with enemies, but with people she once considered family. One guard reportedly overheard her shouting, "I trusted you. You ruined everything." The world was left wondering, was GloRilla betrayed by blood, by business, or by both? For every person defending her, there was another digging up old dirt stories of fights at after-parties, money disputes, and those infamous Instagram feuds that once seemed like nothing more than clout-chasing drama. The stakes kept rising. When an audio clip emerged, this time clearly showing GloRilla's voice shaking as she argued with a jail visitor, someone whose face was never seen on camera. The visitor hissed, "If you don't keep your mouth shut, everybody's going down." GloRilla fired back, "I'm not the one who started this." The tension was thick enough to taste, and fans everywhere started speculating. Was this the true reason behind her arrest, a desperate attempt to silence her before she could expose a much bigger secret? Outside the jail, the scene was pure chaos. Crowds grew larger, with fans chanting her name and holding signs that said "innocent until proven guilty." And real ones never fold. Reporters fought for interviews with anyone claiming to have the inside scoop. GloRilla's cousin, who'd always kept a low profile, surprised everyone by stepping up to the mic and declaring, "She's been set up, and it's not the first time this city tried to break a strong black woman doing her thing." Her words electrified the crowd, drawing cheers from supporters and angry outbursts from haters. Meanwhile, on social media, GloRilla's music shot to the top of the streaming charts. Fans streamed her songs non-stop, using snippets to make viral TikToks showing solidarity, while others made reaction videos breaking down the hidden meanings in her lyrics. Everyone pointed to one track, "Against the Wall," where she raps, Fake friends all around me. Snakes in every room. People began pulling up old interviews, claiming GloRilla had been dropping warnings for months. Even in jail, GloRilla's influence was undeniable. A correctional officer leaked a story to the press that other inmates looked up to her. One allegedly told reporters, "She's got more heart than anyone in here. She don't back down, not even to the guards." But another guard painted a different picture, describing GloRilla as angry, unpredictable, and refusing to play by the rules. Depending on which story you believed, she was either a hero or a menace. The only thing everyone agreed on: GloRilla was not broken. But the biggest twist yet was still coming. As the second day of the drama unfolded, a well-known Memphis DJ went live with a bombshell claim. He said he'd received an anonymous package, a USB drive with never-before-seen footage, allegedly taken the night before GloRilla was arrested. In the grainy video, GloRilla can be seen arguing with two people, one of whom was clearly a close friend, the other a mystery figure in a black hoodie. You could only make out fragments of their conversation, but the words, "It's too late now and don't do this to me," sent shockwaves through the chat. Within minutes, fans were convinced this was the missing link. Something went down that night, and the aftermath led directly to GloRilla's arrest. The mystery deepened when, a few hours later, GloRilla's own team released an official statement. The message was calm but vague, saying they were working to clear up misunderstandings and asked for privacy. But right away, fans noticed what was missing. No mention of the leaked footage, the arguments, or the alleged betrayals. Instead of calming things, the statement just made everyone more suspicious. By this point, family tensions started spilling out into the open. GloRilla's older sister posted a cryptic tweet. "Sometimes the ones who ride for you hardest are the ones who stab you first." That tweet set off a new wave of theories. Was there a family feud at the heart of all this? People started digging up old Facebook posts, looking for evidence of tension between GloRilla and her relatives. Screenshots were shared and reshared. Some legit, others probably doctored. But nobody could look away, while the world obsessed over every digital clue. One person stayed silent: GloRilla's childhood best friend, someone who had been with her since day one. Fans flooded her DMs, desperate for answers. But she posted just one message, a heart emoji and the words, "Real ones, no." Was it a message of support, or was she hinting at a bigger secret only she and GloRilla knew? By midnight, the city was buzzing with rumors that GloRilla's legal team had found evidence that could clear her name. Word spread that surveillance footage from a convenience store near the scene of the incident might show what really happened. But just as hope was rising, another leak hit. A video of GloRilla in her cell, head bowed, muttering under her breath. You couldn't hear every word, but fans made out the phrase, "They want me to confess to something I didn't do." With every new leak, the internet became more divided. Half the fans doubled down, believing GloRilla was being framed by jealous ex-friends or greedy industry insiders. Others started to question her, asking if maybe she'd made some mistakes that finally caught up to her. The only thing clear was that the truth was buried under layers of betrayal, fear, and secret sand. The whole world was desperate to dig it up, just as dawn broke. The most explosive leak yet hit every timeline at once. A series of voice notes, supposedly from GloRilla herself, sent to someone she called Sis. The audio was raw and full of pain. "I trusted the wrong people," she said. "If I go down, I swear I'm taking the truth with me." The last message ended with a chilling promise. "They better hope I never get out." And with that, the stage was set for even more chaos, as everyone waited to see what secrets would come out next and whether GloRilla's empire would survive the storm. Sunrise in Memphis brought no peace, only more questions and another social media meltdown. With every leak, GloRilla's life became a battleground. Her name trending globally as everyone from radio hosts to retired rappers jumped into the frenzy. What nobody expected was the arrival of a surprise visitor at the jail. Reporters captured blurry photos of a luxury SUV pulling up to the sally port. The internet exploded. Was it her label boss, her estranged father, or the one person who could finally speak for GloRilla, the notorious Memphis matriarch herself, Mama D? Mama D. By mid-morning, new footage made its way online this time, from inside the jail's visitation room. In the grainy video, GloRilla sat across the glass divider from an older woman wearing dark glasses and an attitude that said she took no prisoners. Their exchange was short but electric. "You think I'm scared of them?" GloRilla snapped. "They don't know what I've been through." Mama D fired back. "You don't win this by being loud, you win it by being smarter than the snakes." The clip cut out before anything more could be heard. But it was enough to get fans chanting #Team GloRilla and #Mama on my mind. But what came next threw the whole city into chaos. A popular blogger claimed to have secret texts between GloRilla and a major Atlanta rapper who'd recently been in his own trouble with the law. The alleged messages hinted at a plot to clear GloRilla's name by leaking evidence on an even bigger industry scandal. Screenshots, some real, some clearly fake, flooded timelines. In one, GloRilla supposedly wrote, "When I'm out, everybody getting exposed." In another, the rapper warned her, "Be careful who you trust, every phone's tapped, every friend's a risk." Overnight, the jail set up tighter security as rumors swirled about possible retaliation or even an escape attempt. The idea of GloRilla busting out of jail was ridiculous, but fans latched on to the fantasy. Memes showed her leaping over fences and riding off in a getaway car with Meg the Stallion at the wheel. But the truth was less cinematic and far more dangerous. Someone on the outside was making threats. An anonymous tipster sent a warning to GloRilla's team: "Drop the case or we'll drop more tapes." No one knew if it was real or just internet trolling, but the tension was enough to keep her entire squad awake at night. Meanwhile, things inside the jail were shifting too. GloRilla's cellmate, a young woman from South Memphis with a reputation for trouble, was seen on surveillance cameras arguing with her. Snippets of their conversation leaked to a gossip site. "Don't let them break you," the cellmate said. But GloRilla shot back, "I'm not the one who's about to crack." Some fans took this as a sign that GloRilla was fighting not just for her freedom, but for her survival. Across the city, her family tried to hold things together. Her aunt went live on Facebook, fighting tears as she begged the public to stop spreading rumors. "She's our blood," she said. "We know her heart, and we know there's more to this than you're being told." It was a powerful moment, but one that only fueled more speculation. If the family was pleading for calm, maybe they knew the situation was more dire than anyone had guessed back in the world of music. GloRilla's team made a bold move. They released a new single from her unreleased album, timing it for maximum impact. The track, titled "Trust Nobody," dropped at midnight and immediately shot up the streaming charts. In the lyrics, GloRilla rapped, "Lost my peace when the chains came. Fake love in the fast lane. Now I'm praying for a new name." The hook, "They only love you when you fall, but I'm rising through it all," became a viral anthem. Influencers and celebrities, even those who'd never mentioned GloRilla before, posted videos mouthing the words and sharing stories of betrayal as the world danced to her pain. More revelations tumbled out. A former close friend went on TikTok Live, claiming to have the real story behind GloRilla's arrest. Tears streaming down her face, she accused another member of GloRilla's entourage of setting her up. She thought she could trust her day ones, the friend said, but sometimes the worst enemy is the one you call sister. Fans split into factions. Some demanded proof. Others sent messages of love and support. And trolls did what trolls do best, flooding the comments with wild conspiracies. Just as the dust started to settle, another anonymous message hit the internet. It was a blurry video of a meeting in a dimly lit restaurant. ALLEGEDLY, showing GloRilla's manager handing over a fat envelope to someone wearing a badge. Payoff or setup. Read the caption. No one could say if the video was real or staged, but it instantly reignited every rumor. Journalists demanded answers. GloRilla's management issued a denial, but the public wasn't buying it. Suddenly, even those who'd believed in her innocence started to wonder, had GloRilla been betrayed by her own team? Or was the whole machine working to take her down? Even in jail, GloRilla managed to send a coded message to her fans. During a televised court appearance, she glanced straight into the camera and mouthed the words, "I'm not done yet." Internet sleuths analyzed every frame, searching for secret signs or hidden meanings. Was she warning her enemies, calling for help, or simply telling the world she'd be back, no matter what? The next day brought even more heat. A former rival. Rapper One, who'd famously feuded with GloRilla on social media, posted a cryptic tweet. "Karma is a beast, but so is the truth." Instantly, fans started speculating. Was the rival hinting at her own involvement? Or was she just trying to capitalize on GloRilla's downfall? Interviews from the rival's inner circle hinted at bad blood, stolen songs, and old grudges coming back to bite. Meanwhile, rumors started flying that the prosecution had found a smoking gun, an object in GloRilla's personal belongings that could tie her to the original crime. Details were scarce, but leaked court papers suggested it was something small, easily overlooked, and loaded with meaning. Fans and haters alike scoured old interviews and music videos, trying to guess what it could be. Every expert weighed in. One lawyer even went viral, explaining, "Sometimes it's not what they find, but where they find it. Possession is 9/10 of the law, but intent is the other 10. Through it all, GloRilla's silence became a weapon. With every new headline, she seemed less like a victim and more like a legend in the making, someone who might lose everything, or flip the script on everyone watching. Her next court date was all anyone could talk about. Would she finally speak? Would new evidence clear her name, or bury her for good? By the time the sun set on day 3, everyone in the city was bracing for impact. The only question left was, would GloRilla survive the storm or become the latest cautionary tale in a world that loves to watch stars rise and fall? Night had barely fallen when a final, devastating twist exploded across every timeline. A jailhouse source leaked a set of documents, allegedly internal reports, detailing incidents involving GloRilla since her arrest. The first shock was a medical note marked urgent, hinting that GloRilla had collapsed in her cell hours after a heated argument with another inmate. Paramedics were called, and the official story claimed it was just stress and exhaustion. But the leaked paperwork painted a darker picture. Bruises, a faint chemical smell, and a frantic note scribbled on a napkin in GloRilla's handwriting that read, "Don't trust the nurse." As word spread, GloRilla's fans went into overdrive, flooding every platform with the new theory. Someone inside was trying to silence her before the truth could come out. Hashtags like #ProtectGloRilla and #NotMySilence surged. A popular YouTuber posted a viral breakdown, freeze-framing the napkin note and overlaying ominous music as they whispered, "What is really happening behind those walls?" Comments poured in by the thousands as people demanded justice, transparency, and the truth about GloRilla's sudden health crisis. But that wasn't all. As GloRilla was transferred to the jail infirmary, an anonymous caller rang into a major radio show with a bombshell claim. They said GloRilla was never supposed to survive her first week inside. According to the caller, a price had been put. On her head, not by enemies on the outside, but by someone who wanted her silence more than her freedom. "Check the visitor logs," the caller insisted. Not everyone coming to see GloRilla was there to help. The show's host, known for exposing industry secrets, promised a full investigation and urged listeners to send in any tips. Within hours, blurry screenshots of alleged visitor lists were everywhere. Some redacted, some clearly fake, but all adding more gasoline to the fire. Meanwhile, GloRilla's team went from defensive to defiant. Her manager went live on Instagram, tears streaming down her face as she begged fans to keep fighting for the truth. "This ain't just about GloRilla," she said. "This is about all the girls who came up from nothing, who made it out the hood, and are being targeted for it. We not backing down. We want answers. We want her safe." Her words went viral, rallying celebrities from across the industry. Everyone from Meg Thee Stallion to Cardi B posted supportive messages, while A-list producers offered to pay legal bills and promised to keep GloRilla's music alive no matter what. Inside the jail, the atmosphere turned even darker. Rumors swirled that GloRilla had finally agreed to talk to give a statement on what really happened the night of her arrest. But just as the interview was set to begin, the power went out. On her cell block, surveillance cameras flickered and went dead for 11 minutes. When the lights came back, GloRilla was going moved, the guards claimed, to a more secure location. But nobody believed the official story. A staffer anonymously messaged a rap blog hinting that the blackout was no accident. "There are forces in play here bigger than the jail," they wrote. "Somebody doesn't want her to speak." The world watched, breathless, as rumors spun even wilder. Was GloRilla being hidden for her own protection, or had she been silenced for good? Outside the jail, crowds gathered through the night, chanting her name and waving banners with her lyrics. "They tried to bury me, but I'm still here." A local pastor led prayers. People wept openly, while others cursed the system. Helicopters hovered overhead, and news vans lined the street, fighting for any scrap of real news. At sunrise, another video shook the internet. This time, it was a leaked FaceTime call of GloRilla's younger brother speaking from a secret location. Voice trembling, he begged fans not to believe everything they heard. "She's strong," he insisted, "but she's fighting more than just a court case. Please keep her in your prayers." Fans analyzed every word, searching for hidden clues, convinced the family knew more than they could say publicly, just when things seemed impossibly tense. A rival rap crew dropped a diss track, calling out GloRilla and fanning the flames of controversy. In the song, they bragged about knowing what happened that night, hinting that GloRilla's secrets were about to be exposed. Her supporters fired back with their own freestyles and reaction videos, turning the feud into an all-out war on every platform. Memes exploded. Duets and remixes took over TikTok, with fans pledging to stand by GloRilla no matter what. The legal drama was far from over. Prosecutors hinted at new evidence and promised the whole truth would come out in court. But GloRilla's lawyers insisted she was being railroaded by a corrupt system. An emergency court hearing was set for Monday. Fans lined up outside the courthouse days in advance, camping out for a glimpse of their hero. Inside, the judge ordered a gag order on both sides, but the leaks kept coming. Someone inside the court whispered to a journalist that GloRilla had refused a plea deal, insisting on her innocence and demanding a public trial. By now, the story had gone global. International news outlets sent crews to Memphis, translating every leak, every video, and every lyric for a worldwide audience. Celebrities in Europe and Africa posted in support. GloRilla's streams broke records as fans played her music in protest. Candlelight vigils sprang up in cities everywhere. London, Lagos, Sydney, Atlanta lit up for GloRilla, the queen who refused to be silenced. Meanwhile, an anonymous hacker promised to release the real footage that would clear GloRilla's name. A countdown timer appeared on a shady website promising to drop the files live during her next court appearance. The internet buzzed with anticipation and fear. Was this finally the proof everyone needed, or just another layer of chaos? Nobody knew who to trust, not even the experts. And then the final twist. Just before the end of the week, a private investigator working for GloRilla's team uncovered a secret. A powerful industry executive, someone with deep pockets and deeper grudges, had been quietly paying off witnesses to change their stories. Suddenly, the motive behind GloRilla's arrest looked less like a street feud and more like a calculated takedown by someone threatened by her rise. The investigators' report leaked to a major news outlet, naming names and showing payment receipts. Within hours, police announced a new round of questioning. GloRilla's lawyers raced to file motions. The judge scheduled an emergency hearing now, with her fate hanging by a thread and the world waiting. GloRilla's story was no longer just about one woman, it was about every artist who ever fought to survive. The battle lines were drawn, and the next move would decide everything. Would GloRilla finally be freed? Or would even more secrets destroy everything she'd built? The only thing certain was that nothing would ever be the same. The world would never look at GloRilla or the industry the same way again. So now you've seen it all, or have you? As the dust settles and the world still waits, one thing is clear. The GloRilla saga is far from over. Every twist, every leaked video, every midnight rumor has only pulled us deeper into the mystery. But what really happened behind those locked jail doors? Was GloRilla targeted by jealous rivals, betrayed by insiders, or is the truth so shocking nobody saw it coming? And what about that final hacker countdown? Will the real footage set her free, or unleash a scandal even her enemies can't control? Right now, GloRilla's music is breaking records. Her name is on everyone's lips, and her fans are louder than ever. But for every supporter, there's a hater out there desperate to see her fall. Her family stands divided. Friends have turned to foes, and the court is bracing for the biggest showdown in rap history. As for GloRilla herself, sources say she's refusing all deals, demanding a trial for the world to see. Is that bravery, or is there something else she's hiding? With new witnesses, exposed industry plots, and a worldwide audience glued to every update, anything could happen next. Now, it's your turn. Whose side are you on? Team GloRilla, fighting for justice and truth, or Team Controversy, convinced she's hiding something big? Do you believe she'll walk free, or will the industry crush her rise for good? Drop your take in the comments right now. And don't forget, if you want every new twist, leaked message, and exclusive breakdown the second it drops, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because this isn't just news, it's history in the making. And you do not want to miss what happens next. Stay tuned, stay loud, and remember, in the world of GloRilla, the only rule is expect the impossible possible.